Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim, L'chaim. This week's Torah portion is Emor. The first half of the Torah portion focuses on the Kohanim and their service. Specifically, it talks about the Kohen Gadol and his service on Yom Kippur. It speaks about what kind of things defile or make a Kohen ritually impure. For example, being in contact with a corpse would make them ritually impure, and then they're not able to do their service. They need to go to the mikveh, etc. It speaks about who they're allowed to marry, all kinds of different relationships. And the second half of the Torah portion focuses on the Chagim and Shabbat and all these holy days to Hashem. It mentions Sfirat HaOmer, which we're in right now. And the very end of the Torah portion talks about a specific instance of a person who basically curses Hashem and the whole situation over there. It's very interesting that they include it with this Torah portion, but that's for a different time. What I want to focus on is one little thing that I wanted to, I was medayek on, I was focusing on, and it says that when a Kohen finds a blemish in them, or when a blemish is found within them, and I found it to be very interesting because it speaks about all these physical blemishes, if they have different, issues, missing a limb or whatever it is. And it also talks about sacrifices. If the animal that they want to sacrifice has a blemish, then it's not fit to be an offering to Hashem. And an offering, a korban in Hebrew, is supposed to mekarev. It's supposed to bring us close to Hashem. And Hashem only wants the best. He doesn't want something that is blemished. So it's interesting that both the korban and the kohen have to be perfect. They have to be not physically blemished. But the words that the Torah uses is there should be no blemish in them. No, issues within them. And I think if we want to bring this to today, to something that we can relate to, we have to look at ourselves and say, we are a nation of Kohanim. That's what it says in the Torah. And as Kohanim, which are representatives of Chesed in the world, Kohanim are Chesed, Levim are Gevura, and Yisrael are Tiferet. But if we want to be a focus, and be a light of Chesed in this world, then we need to make sure that we're not just looking at the blemishes in people, but more so, not just looking at the blemishes in ourselves. So if a Kohen, if one of us finds a blemish within ourselves, then we're not fit for service of Hashem. We're not fit to do Avodat Hashem. In which case, the Torah tells us, if the blemish disappears, if there's a blemish and they're not fit, but the blemish goes away, then they are fit to be a korban. They are fit to serve in the temple. And the same goes with us. If we're looking at ourselves and we're being harsh and judging ourselves and we're saying, there is a blemish in me, this is my problem, then that's what we need to fix. And if we could fix that and get over it and habitualize ourselves to get out of these blemishes and these issues, then the issues go away. The blemish leaves us and we become fit for service of Hashem again. And so the focus that I want to draw out from this week's Torah portion is, if you're looking at yourself and you find a blemish within yourself, then it's kedai, it's very fitting that you work on that and you work to fix that, especially now during Sfirat HaOmer. And if you can do that, then you're improving your relationship with Hashem. You're doing a chesed, a kindness to yourself, and you're allowing yourself to draw close to Hashem. And how much more so, if you're doing it for yourself, should you do it for others as well? Look for the best in them. If you see a blemish, try and rationalize it. Get it out of your mind. Change it. And if you need to speak to them about it, you're allowed to. Halachically, you should. But the idea is that you need to get rid of these blemishes so that all of us can come closer to Hashem in a relationship that's focused on kindness. Shabbat Shalom.